Biggest attention whore until I turn on the camera.
My penis is shriveling up a little bit right now, so I'm not sure.
I don't want to hear about any of it. Hey guys, I'm Player One, and I'm super fucking excited because we're seeing
Batman, the Killing Joke.
You did it! All by your damn self.
With a shriveled penis.
Anyway, I'm really excited because this is actually one of my favorite comics ever, and Mark Hamill decided to get on board with it, and Tara Strong's in it, and Kevin, oh my god, I hope it's Kevin Conroy? I can't even remember his name, because apparently I love him that much that I can't remember his name, but he has played Batman for like 20 plus years, like Mark Hamill has, and Tara Strong, so I'm really fucking excited. But I've already heard some like bad things about it, but we're gonna see because damn it, I should have brought the comic with us. We should have went through the comic as it was going.
No, fuck.
Damn it, we suck. Anyway, so we'll talk about that later. Anyway, what are we seeing?
Batman, the Killing Joke.
I just wanted you to say it again.
With a shriveled penis.
Okay, stop saying that. Hey guys, it's Player One, and we just got out of the Killing Joke, the little animated thing. And I guess we're going to do a quick little review on it, and by we I mean just me, because Rob doesn't want to. But he'll give his final rating anyway later, because he's also read the comic. We have the comic at home. We don't have like the original like paperback. We have it in the book when it was like kind of mastered, I guess, when it came out. So anyway, I'm just going to start off by kicking this whole thing off with, I actually really enjoyed it, and I read a ton of, I was trying not to be biased, but I read a ton of articles beforehand going into this, that people were mad because of the extended beginning that they added in. And it's already been stated a million times that they added it in specifically because the comic is not long enough to make it a movie. It would have been kind of like a short, I guess, and it wouldn't have been able to be, you know, formulated how it was in theaters and so forth, because it was way too short. It would have probably been like 40 minutes, 30 to 40 minutes, because of how short the actual comic is. And if you know anything, if you've read the comic, you know that they go through Joker's origins, but it's really short. And that's exactly what it was in the movie. It was really short. They didn't add anything else to his story to say this is how it happened. They literally did him with his wife, you know, that happened, his wife dying, and then he's Red Hood, and then they get caught. Like, it was all in one swoop, and then he falls off, goes to chemicals, and that was it. So nothing else was added, which I was actually kind of disappointed about, to be honest, because I was hoping they kind of extend some of that to make it more of a full story, full circle story, but they did exactly what was in the comics, other than the added, like, 30 minutes. Do you think that was like 30 minutes?
At least 30 minutes.
Maybe like more, a little bit more. Anyway, so people were kind of mad about this 30 minutes, and they were mad because Batgirl has sex with Batman, and they say that she was stripped from being an independent woman because all these things happen, and you see her kind of moping about Batman throughout the whole beginning because she likes him. So anyway, I took some notes during the movie because I like to be a rude person. We were in the very back, but I took some notes because I was like, I'm gonna forget this later and it's gonna suck. Anyway, so just about things being super sexist and then like changing that and making Batgirl non-independent. To be honest, she was never really super independent. Let's start there, because she's technically a sidekick. She was never written off as her own hero. Batman was always, you know, the main, and then there was Robin, there's Batgirl, and then there's Nightwing. So, to start off, she's not very independent anyways, but as a woman, she actually is. And what you see in the very beginning, you know, she's actually kicking these guys' ass the whole time. Batman doesn't come in later. She chases them down in the truck. This is an add-in. This isn't in the comic. She chases these guys down who are in a truck, and you know, I think she gets caught in kind of a situation, but she's the one who's there before Batman. Batman comes after the fact kind of thing, and she stands her ground the whole time. She's like, you don't want to hurt me, blah, blah, you know, playing mind games kind of thing. But she is the one who led that. She also, throughout the entire beginnings of these two main guys, because there's two main guys they're technically after, and this is within the ad story, they make this guy like really sexist on purpose. Like, they make him say, I think he made a period joke at one point, like near the end. I think he's like, oh, it must be your time of the month, like something really stupid. So they made him really sexist, I think, on purpose, for the fact of, you know, making, he kind of gets obsessed with her. It's like, oh, I love you, Batgirl, I love you, she's so hot, whatever. Stupid stuff that they added in to make this guy look like a pig. So that was just a thing. But she stands up to Batman also. When Batman tells her he doesn't want her on the case, she's the one fighting with him over the entire thing. So I don't think it makes her any less of an independent woman for having relationship issues with Batman, because to be honest, superheroes aren't supposed to be amazingly independent. Now, Batman technically is, but Batman also has Alfred, and Batman has also had multiple sidekicks through the TV show and through the animated series. So that's nothing new. The only time he's like really by himself is in, I think, the new adaptation movie is like The Dark Knight and Dark Knight Rises. Other than,
still has Alfred. But
he still has Alfred, yeah. So he still has Alfred with him, who does like all of his shit, I guess, on his laundry. I don't know what he's there for, other than, you know, finding stuff and giving him new technology. So that's important. So he still has Alfred. So all this time he's always been the main hero, and I think he brings that up to her too. I think he's like, I've been in this longer than you, blah blah blah. You're just, you know, in it for the whatever the fuck he's like mad about. So this guy, pretty much in the shortest form I can even say, is that this guy sends her like a personal message through the police and is like, I love you and I'm gonna meet you, and Batman's like, it's a trap, don't fucking do it, blah blah. So while Batman and his crew, you know, the police, he's contacted the police and Commissioner Gordon to go to this place, Batgirl actually figures it out on her fucking own. She's like, wait, this is wrong. So she's still the most intelligent person. Like, she's not stupid, and she's not like a damsel in distress, because she goes for herself. Now, damsels in distress, they sit somewhere and they cry and they get captured and they get stuck there. But I think Batman pulled her out of something. I think. And I think that was the very beginning with the one guy that she was like, you're not gonna hurt me, blah blah. But then she actually comes back and saves Batman's ass later. So I don't know why people are mad about that. Other than the sex scene that people are mad about, I know in other, like, I think more in the older comics, maybe even the animated series, that I haven't fully looked into Batgirl because I was so interested in Harley Quinn, of course. She's kind of played off to be, like, he's played off to be a father figure. But now you have to remember that The Killing Joke is separated from the animated series and the TV show and the movies, because it's a completely different story. I can't wait to be in this red light with this car, and they're like, what the fuck is this chick doing? I'm so excited. Rob, are you ready? So they play Batman off to being a father figure to Batgirl, but you have to remember that this is a completely different story. They're all separated from each other, because this is complete, you know, Joker's different in all of these. He's more funny in some, he's more serious in some, and he's like a lot more grittier, I think, in this one, because this one things get really serious. So that being said, in this one, she's definitely older. You know, she's like in her own apartment. She's in, like, it's not really like a father figure thing in this one. It's more of she's helping him. And remember, she also becomes Oracle, and that's shown in, and that's also shown after, even in the game, she's Oracle, because she's in the video games too. So she's clearly not like Robin's age. I know some people brought that up, that he was such a father figure to her, and I say that's a different series, that's a different time. Because he usually like sleeps around with Catwoman or whatever, and sleeps it with Vicky Vale and the Michael Keaton version. So I don't think that was so much of a big deal. But I mean, God forbid a superhero be vulnerable for one fucking moment, because everyone was getting so mad she's not independent because of that. She has emotions just like everyone else, and everyone's forgetting that Batman has emotions too. He chooses not to show them because of his line of work. You know, he deals with people like the Joker, and you can't really sit there and have emotions, but he clearly has emotions towards the Joker, which is also shown, I'm just having a moment, also shown in video games. You know, he feels bad. He's like, I don't want to kill you, and that's always been a big thing, is they've never actually killed each other. And in this one, especially in The Killing Joke, it's one of my favorite scenes, is when he's in the jail cell with him, or, you know, fake him or whatever, and he's saying, I don't know who's gonna die first, or who's gonna kill who. So it's always been one of those things. He's always been emotional. And same thing with the Joker. He's always been emotional. Goddamn. And through the origin story, you see that. And it's very short-lived, but you see that he was, even though he isn't now. So I think actually, and then, you know, Batgirl gives up her being Batgirl, blah, 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 and decides, I don't want to do this anymore. And people are forgetting it's not because Bruce doesn't want to sleep with her anymore. It has nothing to do with that. It has more to do with the fact of what happened when she was kicking this guy's ass. And I think she realized, she's like, I don't want to do this kind of thing. You know, 'cause she was beating this guy up, and, you know, she had her moment that Bruce said that every person has, where they've just had enough, and they've gotten to a point. And then she's like, I don't know how you haven't broke yet. So she pretty much broke. before. I mean, he's still Batman, so she pretty much did that finally. So I think even about her quitting being Batgirl made her even more independent, because she, you know, she gets shot. So this isn't even a spoiler. This is in the comic. This is everywhere. You know, she gets shot. She gets paralyzed by the Joker and becomes Oracle, and is still doing her job. And if you see her, even she's throughout the entire Batman video game series, telling Batman where to go and what's going on. So she's always been her own independent person, but she's always also been a sidekick, because that's who she was made to be, is a sidekick. Same thing with Harley Quinn, who is not obviously in The Killing Joke, but let's think about this guy who is literally sitting there, and he's like, oh, Batgirl, I love you, blah, 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 who did the same shit that drove Harley Quinn crazy. The Joker did the same exact thing that this guy was pretty much doing to Batgirl. So, of course, though this isn't in the story, but it's the same parallel thing, that Batman's gonna go, no, you can't be a part of this, blah, 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 blah. So people were really mad about that. I think it's silly. The rest of the whole movie was pretty much directly related to the comics. I mean, you've read it. You think so, right?
Yes.
I think it was pretty much all there. Like I said, it was very short-lived, because, you know, it was a comic. It was hard to make it into a movie without adding stuff. So, but everything else was, you know, perfectly written. It looks like they actually just pulled it straight out of the actual page of the comic and just put it on a screen and have them move. Like, that's all it was. And I think bringing it to life was amazing, because it was so interesting, because I've always heard Mark Hamill's voice in my head, because he's always been one of my favorite voice actors when it came to being the Joker in the animated series and the games, and I love the friggin' games. Is that I always feel like I heard Mark Hamill's voice, and finally I got to actually hear it on screen. And of course, Tara Strong, one of my personal favorites. Rob met, yeah, you met her too. You were there. We met her. So she's always been great, especially at Harley Quinn. But I think I love her more as Batgirl. I think I've always kind of loved her more as Batgirl. And then Kevin, who's played Batman for as long as Hamill's been pretty much Joker. So. It's, you know, it's amazing cast for people to start complaining about stupid shit when it was so well done, I think. Alright, so final rating out of 10. Rob, go ahead.
9 out of 10 Batarangs.
It's a 9.5 because of the extended, and I wasn't crazy about the extended. I'm glad it was there, but that's why.
I wasn't
took
crazy
off
about
half.
the extended either. So
but I think it was directly, is that your reasoning now?
There you go.
You did a good job.
I'll do that, yeah.
I'm going to do a 9.5 because I think it was so true to the comic that I can't really complain. The cast was great, and everything's going to have their little faults. I think their little faults was just the extended, and I don't even think that was even that bad. I could live through it, and I could see it again and not complain. So, you got a 9 then?
I wasn't angry about the extended. I just didn't think it was necessary, other than to make it feature length.
Well, there you go. So Rob's is a 9 and mine's a 9.5. Batarangs, right?
9 Batarangs out of 10.
9.5 paralyzed Barbara's out of 10. Anyway, all right, we're home. We did it.
What timing?
What timing is that? Alright guys, I will see you next time when we do another review. Hopefully me and Player 2 will get around to doing fucking Lights Out, which we couldn't get into. Who knows?